Welcome to Northern Vibes, your go-to podcast for everything Northern Denver.
From everything Denver to Fort Collins, we're your local real estate experts shining a light on the incredible quality of life in the area.
We're going to cover local businesses, attractions, events, and interviews with experts, all while educating and empowering you to understand why the Northern Denver area is the best place to be.
Amen, sister.
You bet.
Welcome to Northern Vibes, your podcast for everything Northern Colorado. With me today is my co-host,
Wilson Miller with Source Mortgage Group.
And I want to introduce you to Kyle
Arenson.
Arenson. If you are my current client, you know I've called him Kyle Arson forever. So Arenson is where we're headed with that one. So welcome, Kyle. Thank you so much for joining us today. One of the things I wanted to ask you about is why Northern Colorado? Why is that your base?
Great question. So was born and raised in Northern Colorado. I love it. Grew up in Fort Collins and went away for about 5-6 years for hockey to pursue a hockey dream in college and then moved back. But I've been with First American Home Warranty now for close to 5 years. And the area that I cover is also Northern Colorado. So pretty much like North Denver up through Fort Collins, Wellington area.
Oh my gosh. I love me some Fort Collins. It is coolest downtown ever. Just have to say I'm a little biased, but I think it's the coolest downtown.
Yeah, it does. They've done a great job with that downtown area.
Yeah.
You didn't go to school there either. Where did you go to school?
I went to a small school out east called New England College. It was mostly for hockey. And then I was just following that dream, and the going to business school kind of came out of that too. So, but it was a smaller school called New England College in New Hampshire. It's like about an hour north of Boston. Yeah.
Well, Kyle, it looks like you still have all of your teeth. That doesn't really symbolize a hockey player to me.
Yeah, you never know. Some of them are fake, but you never be able to tell. Yeah.
What position did you play?
I was a defenseman for pretty much my entire hockey career. So.
Oh, that's really awesome. So Are you a huge Avs fan?
Yes, I've gotten away a little bit from like keeping as much in touch, but yes, still a big Avs fan. What a team. Like they're unbelievable. We're really lucky in Colorado, not just with the Avs, but like DU. There's now junior hockey teams in Colorado, and now with the Eagles being in the AHL, there's a lot of room for hockey fans here.
So can I ask another question? So I just love to get to know this. So I was just at a game and they were saying they brought someone up. So is there a minor league hockey team in Loveland or?
Yes. Yeah. That would be the Eagles, and they're,
okay, so tell me about them.
That's good. They're in the American Hockey League. So they're like a direct affiliate to Colorado Avalanche. So what's cool is there's this it's not little, it seats probably 8,000 people, but it's right off I-25, 40 minutes from Denver. And those players are going back and forth. So every once in a while, you'll get to see someone play in Loveland that's playing for the Avalanche too, which is pretty cool. So.
Well, I know after going to that last game, it was kind of fun because my husband's like, oh, this is going to be like a blowout. Of course it wasn't. It wasn't a blowout. And I even told him in the car, like, why do you say that? You know now that it's not going to be a blowout. I think it wasn't against Boston. Well, maybe it was, where it went into overtime.
Oh, okay. Oh, was it recently?
Might have been. So anyway, it went like we were losing, and then finally they shot another goal. So we were losing. So I'm done. Let's just go.
Yeah.
Sorry, fair weather fan here.
I love how that ties into the show, folks. We got Northern Colorado. We've got a minor league hockey team.
I know.
Exactly.
Highlighting events, business owners, anything.
I can't wait to go.
That just fits right into it.
I'm seriously now going to go 100%. But yeah, I told him, let's go. And then guess what? He even said to me, he goes, if we leave, they're going to come back. And they did. And they won. So
that's how it always goes. It's the games like that you always get up and leave too.
Yeah. Game of life too. So, and that's why, that kind of leads a little bit into, so home warranties. Tell me a little bit about like because I think people either love home warranties or they're super skeptical.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of
totally.
questions as a lender because I'm always throwing around home warranty, but as a lender, I
Yeah.
don't really understand them.
Yeah, no, that's good. I mean,
I always throw it around like I do, though.
no, that's Wilson, that's a very good point. And you too. I mean, that I hear a lot of the horror stories. I mean, I've been in this industry and heard all kinds of things from the last 5 years. And a lot of homeowners, I think, unfortunately, well, like anything, not every home warranty company is built the same. And, there's unfortunately companies out there that if someone had a bad experience, they didn't have like a resource to call. So I think a lot of the people who have had tough scenarios, have had a claim, all they have is an 800 number to call, and they got to keep calling that number. And you're talking to someone that lives out of state or out of country, and then it just kind of goes on down. So we're really lucky. There's good companies out there that take really good care of people. And I mean, we had our stats just come out for last year, and just in Northern Colorado. So like, for us, that's considered everything north of like downtown Denver. We spent about $3.4 million on claims just in the last 12 months, which is really cool. I mean, we were really proud of that number. That's new furnaces, water heaters, kitchen appliances, plumbing repairs, you name it. So I'm biased, but I think warranties are a huge benefit to homeowners.
Well, and I also think that like relying on, people to help you get it handled, because a lot of times it is just, calling or going on a website. And
Yeah.
I mean, I know I feel really blessed with our relationship because I'm like, oh, you're having an issue. Let me call Kyle, or I'll have Kyle give you a call. So that's one of the things that I really appreciate with First American Home Warranty, and especially with you, is that, and that you're probably part of that 3 million, just so you know, is because I do feel people are comfortable reaching out to you and you really explain the process to them so that they understand. A lot of people will get a home warranty and never know how to use it, or they'll use it incorrectly and then it won't work, and then they'll be upset with the company.
Yes. Oh, and thanks for saying that, Ann. Yep, I totally agree with you. It's just like the simple process, and knowing that going into it and taking 5 minutes to have a conversation and ask some of the normal questions just goes a long way with someone getting a new plan.
Well, from what I'm hearing right now, they're not just calling some 800 number, which I think a lot of people might just revert to after, closing, realtor buys them a home warranty. They have no real introduction, no real rep, for example. And I'm sure 6, 9, 2 years, months later, or 2 years later, they're calling some 800 number. I don't know. I'm quite frankly pretty lost in the process.
Yeah. And that brings up a good point too, Wilson. Like a lot of the times, just for putting any kind of questions, people are like, hey, is this covered? Yeah, they can call us. We have a whole team that's here to help and wants to help with that stuff. When you put in the actual like service request, so like a homeowner moves into their house and they have a water heater that starts leaking, they can super easily put the claim in online, or there is an 877. I always give people a shortcut, like, so they don't have to deal with the automated system. That's a really simple process. But the important thing is if something has an issue, I always say 9 out of 10 claims go smooth, but there's always going to be, 1 or 10 where a technician is delayed in reaching out to the homeowner to schedule it. And that's when it is super helpful to have a local resource that you can say, hey, I've put in a claim. I haven't heard from someone in a few days. Can you help? So that's where it counts.
Well, and I also think that in any industry, for real estate, for home warranties, for lending, for almost anything, is you can buy it online. You can go online, you can do it yourself, you can do all this. But
Totally.
To be able to really utilize it and to know what the benefits are, having that personal relationship or having someone that you can call. I mean, I was just talking to one of my agents today, and she was talking about an insurance claim. And I said, it's one of those things where it's like, make sure that you know your insurance person. Make sure you know me, your realtor, or Kyle, your home warranty person, because we're a phone call away to getting those questions answered, as opposed to going online and hunting for that information,
Getting lost and, yes.
trying to figure it out.
Well said. 100% agree with that. Yeah.
Well, and I also think a lot of times people will circumvent the home warranty and then kind of blame the home warranty. They're like, oh, well, I called someone to come fix it, and now the home warranty won't pay that claim. And I'm like, well, that's because you called the wrong person first.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, there's definitely problems that arise. Like I have a lot of conviction just for the process that's in place, because over the years too, it's been fun because like my friends, my family have our warranties on their house too. And I always say like, don't tell them, like that your son or whatever is an area manager of the company. Don't say any of that. Just let the process happen. And it's fun because, they've put in a claim. Like my dad has had he had his air conditioning replaced in year one. The next year he had a dishwasher replaced. And then just about 2 months ago, he had a furnace repaired. And all those things just went according. Placed a claim, had a technician come out. They fixed it in a timely manner. But again, like you're saying, when it goes off or a technician shows up late or a part gets delayed, then you need to have, like you're saying, a local resource to reach out to.
Well, and I really appreciate that too. And like I said, I think it's one of those things where, Wilson, I think Wilson would understand. So Wilson, the reason that you probably push home warranties is because we're now getting concessions. And so what happens with concessions and closing costs and different things like that is, we can buy the interest rate down, we can prepay things. And one of the things that we can prepay is a home warranty. Did you know that?
Correct. That's correct. But I also push it for a multitude of reasons. When somebody's on the fence with the purchase of this magnitude, this much money involved, and it is an old XYZ that's holding them back, have the home warranty to ease their minds and to push forward with the transaction a lot of times too. Oh, hey, but this is old or this is old. And to you and I were like, that's peanuts compared to the $750,000 we're spending. But it's enough. There's enough peanuts there to hold somebody on the fence and maybe not go through with the transaction. So that's where I divert as well to, let's talk home warranties here as well to ease their minds a little bit. Well,
it's Murphy's Law. The minute you move in, something breaks.
Yeah.
Right,
it just does. You just bought this house. And it's even for new builds. While you don't generally get a home warranty for a new build, but it's Murphy's Law. You move in and you're living there for 2 weeks, something is bound to break. Unfortunately, I think I've had a microwave break after I've moved in. I've had a garage door opener break. I think it was 2 days after I moved in, the garage door broke. There's just so many different things. And it's so nice to go, oh, it's only an $85 service fee and it's taken care of.
Yeah. That is a huge way. And what you said too, which is still crazy, is the new construction thing. People are confused sometimes as to why would you need a home warranty on some new construction? But I have a new construction home that I purchased in 2019, and after 2 years of living in it, went to change out one of the furnace filters one day, and there was a leak coming from the inside. And when they installed it, just something wasn't done. I don't know if they were in a hurry or what, but it's like these things happen, and I see a tremendous amount just with claims that come in from new construction homes that we have. So Murphy's Law, like you said.
Yeah, no, that's interesting. So what has been the strangest claim you've ever seen?
Oh gosh, that is a tough one. I would say the strangest claim we've seen. So this probably isn't the straight one, but I would have to do some digging to find, I know I have some crazy ones, but even a month or two ago, we're in a situation where in the middle of a transaction, seller has coverage on the house while it's listed, and it's about to transfer over to the buyer, and furnace stops working, and was 3 months ago. So it was pretty cold at night and whatnot. Could not figure out what the issue was. It was like everything was looking good. We had 2 HVAC technicians go out and look at it. And this went on because, it takes time to get one person out there to do a full diagnosis, couldn't figure out what was going on. Got another company out there, could not figure it out. And then we had to get a third company out to look at it, and the roofing company had accidentally built over the vent in the house. So there's no air coming out of the vent. And so it was a simple, like, they were like, we need a new furnace right now, right away. And it ended up being like a roofing issue, like where they just had to take the shingles off and whatnot. So that was pretty bizarre. And that was just in the last month or two. I could go digging because I know I have some even crazier ones, but yeah, that was one recent.
And real quick, I think I'm gonna have to back us up a little bit for the listeners and myself, because I think a lot of this is probably common knowledge to Ann and a lot of people, but
Yes, thank you.
what do you cover? And that's what I'm asking as a client, as a customer. How big is the scope? What are we covering here? And I've already heard AC, furnace, dishwashers. I mean, is there anything too big, too small? Let's let these listeners know what you do cover. You know what I mean? As far as larger items.
For sure. Thanks, Wilson. Yeah, I always just skip right over that. The big,
right. Like, what are we covering here with XYZ fee to buy the home warranty, whether it be $500, $750? I know there's multiple different
levels.
Home warranties you can purchase.
Sure.
Let's say the largest one you can purchase. Give us a ballpark range of what that costs, so these listeners can do the math in their head. Because I know what an AC costs, motor costs to replace. I know thousands of dollars to fix the water heater. I know thousands of dollars for the furnace. What's my initial startup fee, let's say, for the largest package you provide? And what does that cover? And then because let's make this common sense for everybody, because I know it is. Say $1,000 for this, but I'm replacing, and I have the ability to have XYZ replaced, and then maybe some time frames. Can I buy one after something's broken? Or, let's walk us through that the basics.
Totally. Great question. Thank you, Wilson. So I would say ballpark right now for like a single family home. And again, like Wilson said, kind of starting at the top with some comprehensive coverage for the things that we offer. Right around like $700 a year, you're going to have things like furnace, air conditioning, water heater, plumbing repairs. So when I say plumbing repairs, that can look like leaks coming from anywhere inside the house. We deal with that all the time. It can look like a stoppage or backup in your main sewer line, which is outside your house. That includes electrical repairs like outlets, panels, sub panels, garage door openers, sub pumps, if you have one, all the appliances in the house. So refrigerator, oven, dishwasher, washer, dryer, toilets, tanks, bowls, ceiling fans. I mean, there's probably about 30 or 40 things. I listed more of the bigger ones in that. But yeah, that's kind of what around $700.
Is it annual cost, or is it a one-time $700?
It's an annual cost. So like you can either do it with, if we're purchasing a home warranty in a real estate transaction, so one time, whatever it is, $700. And that's like top plan. We have plans ranging probably from $400 to around $700, but that's a one-time thing. And then there are options where you can do a monthly payment. So it would end up being like $50 to $60.
So when we buy these for a client,
sure,
seller pay or whatever the heck, however the heck it happens, but that home warranty they get when they close that house is only for a year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then they have to re-up that at the end of the year.
Yeah, and a homeowner, when they're buying a house, we offer like a maximum of 3 years up front. The benefit of that is you're going to lock in the discounted like real estate pricing. After those 1 year, 2 year, or 3 years expires, they can renew the warranty. I mean, we have a lot of homeowners that are on their 8th, 9th, 10th year of renewing their home warranty.
But to me, during the purchase of a home, you're already spending thousands of dollars. Or let's say you get the credits like Ann had mentioned.
Yeah.
Probably be smart to be doing the 3 years.
Yeah. If you have the cash up front to do that, it's a no-brainer just because, I mean, 3 years, look at what's happened. Sorry to take this down a different road too, but look what's happened in the last 3 years too. Like I have talked about this so much in the last 2 years, but what's happened in the trades. So your people that are coming to fix your furnaces and AC units and plumbers that are coming to repair your water heaters, their costs, like one of our best plumbers, very reputable company in Northern Colorado. He's been a small business owner for like 25 years. I talked to him for an hour a month or two ago, and he was saying in 2020, 2021, he was charging, their company was charging around $1,800 to replace a 40-gallon water heater. And now, same company, same water heater, same job is charging like $3,800. And that's happened in so many different areas in the HVAC world, plumbers, electricians. And it's not saying it's their fault. Their costs have gone up a lot too, but it's having a big impact on what homeowners are paying for these things when they break, need to be replaced.
So I'm glad I did know some of this, and I wasn't misspeaking to my clients. But
yeah,
to me, it's a no-brainer. It is a no-brainer if you're going to buy a home, and if you can afford it, it's a no-brainer. I mean, the cost of my AC, I've had to replace an AC, I've had to replace a water heater, and I've already spent $6,000. Now I'm looking back on this, going, "What did I do?"
And I just want to interject really quick because it's very important when you make the claim and when you purchase the home warranty. So if you're purchasing a home warranty, when you're purchasing a house, you need to purchase it before you do the home inspection.
Right.
If you purchase it after the home inspection, knowing that something is broken, they're not going to fix it. You can't use a warranty on something that, you can't go, oh, I'm going to go buy a warranty to cover something I already know is broken. So as a real estate agent or as a consumer, I just want you to know that if you're thinking about purchasing a home warranty, make sure you purchase that home warranty before you have the home inspection done. Now, let's say you have the home inspection done and they say the furnace or the AC has reached its maximum life, but it's still working great, then purchase a home warranty. But if you're worried that something is broken in the house before you do the home inspection, make sure you purchase the home warranty before the home inspection because it won't cover a pre-existing condition. And if you know about it, it's a pre-existing condition. And so that happens a lot too, is for me, is I'll say to my clients like, hey, let's make sure we get this home warranty ordered. The cool thing about a home warranty, Wilson, is that you actually can pay for it at closing. You don't have to pay for it. You can actually use it and then pay for it at closing. Correct, Kyle?
correct. Yeah. And thank you so much for that too, because again, just warranties, like obviously, if you think about it, they do not cover pre-existing issues or known defects, but yes, you can use the warranty. That's why, if you're in a real estate transaction or you're selling a home, it's important to set the warranty up right away when everything is in safe working order. And then, especially right now, and you guys know this better than anything, if listing maybe is taking a little bit longer to sell, that property is covered, either whether it's listed for 2 months or 4 months. So it's great to just have that kind of peace of mind during that time.
Sorry, Wilson, I just had to point that out because
no, it's all good info. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
It's so important also that your realtor knows or when to purchase the home warranty, because I have found in the past, I'll be like, well, did that home warranty make sure it gets ordered before the home inspection? Because if it doesn't, you could get screwed.
Yeah.
And then some of these are transferable, right?
Yeah. So, and thank you for bringing that up, Wilson. So that is what the warranty is designed for. The seller's coverage that Ann's talking about is just kind of a perk of transferring the warranty for a full year. So the buyer is going to get a full 1-year warranty. And as a perk of doing that, the seller is able to, have that coverage during the whole listing period, which is awesome. And
especially if it's unoccupied or freezing pipes are happening, or you've already moved as a seller. Now you've got this comfort of a home warranty there protecting your house that is unoccupied.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, I'm thinking about throwing a couple home warranties on some houses that I have listed right now. See if they can, if that helps them out. Yeah. Yeah. Because, you think about it. And when the market was, I will say, when it was more of a seller's market than a buyer's market, I used to write into my buyer's offers, buyers going to pay and purchase a home warranty for the seller, so that we don't have to be so nitpicky on our home inspection. So we usually, my team has used it as a tool to go under contract, because once you go under contract and you go and do your home inspection, if something's broken, that's the prime time for a buyer to start asking for the world. And if they're covered with a home warranty, it limits it limits the seller's responsibility because they have the home warranty and they say, hey, you can just use the home warranty to get that fixed if it breaks.
Yeah, no, well,
Another thing that I also think, Kyle, I think that the biggest thing is educating to understand, again, what Wilson was saying is what all is included in a home warranty. And then Kyle, I know that for some of my clients, they purchased it for a year and then now they just pay a monthly fee instead of doing a whole year.
yeah,
Is
for
that
sure.
typically what happens? How does that work?
Yes, exactly. So you set the first year up under our real estate plans, and then the homeowner has the decision to renew the warranty, and then they can say, hey, maybe a monthly payment is more of a better fit for us now, and we have those options too. So a lot of people prefer doing it that way, and that's perfect.
Is there any way for us realtors to say, call up our clients and say, hey, you know what, you've lived in your house for 4 or 5 years now, things are getting a little bit older. Is there anything that we can offer our clients? Is it ever too late to get a home warranty? Like, is there a...
Great question. And thank you for asking that. So no, and that's what that is a huge part of our business as well. That helps a ton of people. We have something called the Friends and Family plan that they can reach out to me and help them get it set up with. But what it goes into effect right away. You can set it up at any point. Everything in the house has to be in safe working order, but we can set up the home warranty. It can be either monthly payments or annual, and they can renew. We can only do 1 year at a time and then they'll renew. But I have homeowners that have lived in their house for 15 years, have original HVAC systems, and said, wow, I've heard about a home warranty. I want to look into it. And they get set up and have coverage after 15 years of living in their house.
Question there. Do you guys come by before issuing the home warranty and inspect the property?
No, so we don't require inspections on our end. We'll get a verbal confirmation from the homeowners saying like, hey, are all these systems, appliances in safe and working order? Just verify there's no mechanical failures, but we don't require like formal inspection report, anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that would still be around the $650, $700 mark a year. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. That's right around that mark. They're just a few, like maybe $20 to $30 a year more expensive than our real estate plans. So they're very similar in pricing. $600-$700 would get.
If I'm signing up tomorrow,
good. Yeah.
I can get on a month-to-month basis. I don't need to come out of pocket $700.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's definitely a good thing with what's happened, and not to tail off or dive too deep into the weeds, but like right now, something that's important for every homeowner to know, like there's another new refrigerant that came out about 2 weeks ago, and it's a big deal. Like, I don't know have either of you two heard anything in the news or anything about that? It's always
No.
Gauge. So it's another new refrigerant, which is, we've had a few of those in the last 10 years, but this one, in the past, they've been able to, make repairs on AC units, but with this new refrigerant, there's a whole wave of regulations that you have to add certain components and you have to match the brands with the condenser and the coil. So long story short, not to dive too far in the weeds, it's going to mean a lot more full system replacements. So any homeowners listening to this, if they have to get a new AC unit, they're going to be likely transferring over to this new refrigerant and have to have all the new equipment. And we're hearing from HVAC companies that their costs are going up about 20 to 30%. So that's like a big deal for if you own a home and you have air conditioning, especially if it's older, that's something we're all going to have to transition to in the next few years. And First American is actually going to be covering a good chunk of those transitions and whatnot, which is really a big deal too, that we're happy about.
The only other thing, Kyle, I think that is really important to point out is that while you are replacing, maybe an air conditioner or a furnace, there are still going to be a little bit of additional costs for homeowners. Yes. And I think that people don't realize that, and that's kind of what upsets them. So can you kind of explain how, the worst part about the home warranty is you do pay the $85 to come out. And while you're having to replace an air conditioner, there are some added costs that the home warranty doesn't cover. Can you dive a little bit into that so no one's surprised?
Yes, thank you for bringing that up too, Ann, because that is a really important one. So we have like obviously different tiers of coverage, and every home warranty company should have different levels of coverage and whatnot. But a huge majority of companies are going to pay, like for our company example, we cover the equipment and the labor, but a lot of times, especially when you're dealing with a system that's 15, 20 years old, there's modifications, things that, the gas, whether the gas line or the flues or the vents have to be modified in order to accommodate the new system. So those costs can be out of pocket to the homeowner. It ranges every time. No scenario is the same. There are coverage options that you can add that really help with that. So for example, we have it's like a rider that's called the Codes, Mods, and More. And what it does is if a homeowner is getting their AC unit fully replaced, it immediately will cover up to $1,250 of potential modification costs.
Okay.
I think to answer your question though, Ann, you pay the service fee. A lot of times repairs, very straightforward. When you get into the full replacements, homeowners can still expect to have a little out-of-pocket costs. Again, it ranges, but going back to what we were talking about earlier with the trades, you're going to pay a fraction of what you would pay if you were having to pay retail, did not have a warranty, like a fraction.
And you can look at it, it's like a deductible with any other insurance to a certain degree. I realize it ranges per scope of work, but
Yeah,
just mentally, you can look at it like there's a deductible with any kind of insurance, so
exactly.
a little out of pocket. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and I do feel like that's one thing that Kyle touched on. And this is another thing I was talking to a realtor about a couple days ago, actually, was she's like, well, they had someone come out and quote that a new furnace is going to cost $8,000. And she goes, how's the home warranty going to cover that? And I said, well, it's because they have these relationships. So can you kind of explain like what you were describing is like for the home warranty company, that same unit could cost $6,000 instead of $8,000 because of the relationship. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, I would say just, especially with like bigger companies, with our good relationships with vendors that we've been working with for a really long time, whether that's local contractors and the big carriers that like Lennox, and just giving random examples, but we're able to, we're fortunate enough to where we do purchase a lot of these units and systems. So our cost helps us, it's lower for us than it would be if a homeowner goes to Lowe's or Home Depot or wherever to get the same thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted, because those extra costs that we may have to do have already been negotiated by you to make sure, not by you, but by your company to make sure they are the lowest around.
Totally. Yeah. Yep. Great point.
This couldn't have happened in better timing, Kyle. I might know somebody who's renting out his house.
Oh, okay.
February 1, and I need
That's
this.
good.
I need this. So hopefully you can contact me after this at some point.
Oh, good stuff. Yes.
Well, I know the only reason why I have been hesitant on, and this is another thing, is make sure that your certain appliances are covered, because I think the last time, and it's been a while, so I need a home warranty myself, is that I had Wolf appliances and some higher end things, and those aren't covered, correct?
We actually have like a rider. I mean, with those kind of higher end appliances, I'd recommend different coverage. We have something called it's called the Appliance Plus, but it brings the coverage limit way up.
Good.
Yeah.
I have a Sub-Zero fridge that.
Yeah, those get pretty.
And that sucker's gone. I'm screwed.
Yeah, I feel you. Yes, absolutely. So there's definitely options for that.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well, I will tell you, I will be calling you today because.
Cool.
Yeah, I think you just hooked yourself up with a couple more home warranties.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, I need to talk about this. I need to talk. I need to do it pretty sooner than later. So reach out to me or vice versa as soon as you can.
For sure.
Wilson, you pointed out a really great thing. It's not just for homeowners. It's a great thing for investors as well, to make sure that, we need to make sure that we're making enough money, that way, and having a home warranty to cover your appliances and all of those different impact your bottom line. So if, factor in your home warranty, and then knowing that if the washing machine or something breaks, you've got this $85 home warranty to come in and fix it. It helps when you have an investment property and you're a landlord.
Let's talk peace of mind. I mean, I'm renting out this home. I take care of my stuff. I know for a fact that most renters don't.
Yeah.
I mean, let's get real. They don't treat it like they have ownership in it. If you have a renter, I mean, you might as well just expect they're going to trash the place. I mean, whether they do or not, but I mean, having this home warranty at least be some peace of mind.
Hey, we're renting out our condo in Fort Collins. Yeah, in Fort Collins, and the so we have 3 tenants, and 2, they're all college students. And we had a new one move in. He's like, "Hey, the dryer's not working." He goes, "Did you know that they don't clean out?" They didn't know, because they're college kids. They didn't know about a dryer, the vent, like having to clean out the lint trap. And so my husband had to go up there, and he took one of those, circular doodad, and pulled all the lint out. And then he pulled all the roommates into the hallway and said, "Okay, when you're done with your laundry, you have to clean the lint trap out." And he had to show them where it was.
Oh no.
And how to do it, because they didn't know.
God.
It wasn't because they were trying to be neglectful. They just didn't know.
This is most adults too, because I've had my house.
Yes, that's fair.
It's there's a pancake in there, and it's mind blowing what people I don't know, just mind blowing how lazy a lot of people are.
It's amazing to me. So if you're a renter, this is going to be great for you. Not a renter. If you're a landlord, this is a great opportunity for you as well.
We should have named this podcast Common Sense. And then pick up a few subjects every day on the way to work. How to use an on-ramp, how to use an off-ramp, how to clean out your lint trap, lock the door.
Yeah, I dig that. I'll take it.
Well, nice. Kyle, I appreciate you so much for coming on here and just kind of educating everyone. And I have to agree that not all home warranty companies are the same. And having a rep like you that someone can call and reach out to is beyond amazing. I'm not going to trash any other home warranty company on here, but I would just say, if you're looking at getting a home warranty, talk to a real estate agent, because we deal with these all the time. We deal with complaints all the time. So if you called me, I can tell you which ones not to get. And I will tell you the only one that I truly, truly trust is First American, because I know that I can call Kyle and he's got my clients back. So I'm your biggest spokesperson, because when you truly believe in something, it's so hard to keep it to yourself. And like I said, I've had so many clients and sellers who have had to have a water heater replaced in their vacant townhome because it broke after inspection. I mean, those things have happened, and they don't even and First American doesn't even get paid until the closing. So these are some really big things that people need to know when they're purchasing a house. It's an additional factor, but I would say probably there's a huge percentage of my clients that after that year is up, they go to the month to month, or they pay for another year because of how much it's helped them.
Love it. Kyle,
that means a lot coming from you.
Follow you on?
You're welcome, Kyle. I truly do believe in it. What was that, Wilson?
Oh, I was just seeing if Kyle had any platforms that he wanted to announce to be followed on, or some of the listeners could maybe track you down a little bit. And we're going to obviously post that too for you, but.
Oh, thanks, Wilson. Yeah. So, I mean, I know we have just kind of our normal brochures. This is more for if you're buying or selling a home or whatnot. But honestly, the easiest way, if you have questions or anything, my contact information, I can share it or however you'd like, but phone, email, always try and be around to help out wherever I can. And our website too, I'll put that info in there, but if you're looking for anything specific, just reach out and I'll be happy to help you.
Excellent. We'll share that contact information as well.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It'll be on our Facebook page. It'll be everywhere. And then, like I said, if you really, I don't mind sharing that information all the time. I'll make sure, Wilson, that you have all Kyle's information. But if you're looking for Kyle and you're having trouble finding him, you can reach out to me at Navigate Realty and also on my website, Instagram. And I believe I also have you on my app. So thank you so much for joining us, Kyle, and explaining the ins and outs to home warranty. I'm pretty sure you just got a couple more claims, not claims, orders coming your way.
I need to call Kyle. We need to connect. We need to connect this week.
Absolutely. Hey, I'd love to. And thank you both so much for your time, and super happy to be a part of the new podcast. Love it.
Oh, absolutely. And I will say one other thing is thank you. I'm going to check out the Eagles, right? The Eagles.
Yeah. Go check it out. Yeah.
And maybe Kyle, we can all go together.
Good. Oh, we got a deal. That sounds amazing. Good.
I think that would be a blast.
Yes. Oh,
Or maybe we can, you know what, when this podcast airs, we'll throw up 2 tickets. Anyone who calls in, and we'll put a raffle in for some Eagles tickets, because we do need to check them out.
That is a good idea. Now we're talking.
So, all right. Well, thanks again, Kyle. And thank you guys for joining us with Northern Vibes.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening. This is Ann Wymore with Navigate Realty. And if you missed important information from this episode, check us out on Facebook at Northern Vibes Colorado.
And this is Wilson Miller with Source Mortgage Group. Also follow us on YouTube at Northern Vibes CO.